We got three great guests in the studio today with big, exciting news for the Shelton community. We have got in here Athletic Director Trevor Leopold, Coach Speaks, and the newest member of the Shelton Highclimber Football team, Mark Smith, who will be the new head coach for the upcoming season. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for being here. Thanks for being here. I got a note from Trevor a couple days ago saying, hey, how about this? Got some news for you. I'd like to share it on the show. And I said, oh, man, that's great. That's great stuff. Trevor, tell us what's going on and who all we have here.
Well, obviously, Mike Speaks stepped down as football coach here, and we had to fill the role as head football coach. And we opened position, and we open the position, most of our positions, for 3 days, and then see who we get. And if we don't find a quality candidate, we reopen the position until it's filled. And it's amazing. I think it's because of all the awesome things we're doing here in the school district and what's coming. We had some very, very highly qualified candidates that applied for our position, and we were just thrilled when we did our interview to hire Mark Smith here. He can talk a little bit about his background and what he's done over his career, but we are very excited to have him here, and we can't wait for him to get started.
So, Coach Smith, Mark, high climber, class of 87?
Yes, sir.
Is that right? Congratulations, and I'm sure a great storied career through the high climbers, moving on, and a little more than 20 years of coaching experience since then?
Actually, 30.
30 years.
30 years. Just finished 30.
That's amazing. We were talking this morning about this as last year, 2019, down in Arizona, which is the 6A classification. That is a big school that you were running that program for.
Yeah, 6A classification out in Arizona goes up to about 4,200 kids. The team that we beat in the state championship had about 4,000 kids in it. We're about 2,500, but you can only play 11 at a time, right?
Yeah.
So if we get our 11 doing the right things, it doesn't matter how many you got. It's just getting the right 11 doing the right things at the right time.
Is Arizona football similar to other Southwest football programs? You know, you hear about those Friday night lights, Texas, the town's shut down, and there's a lot of eyes on a head football coach when it comes to the program and things like that.
Well, there's pockets, right? And when I've been in 4 different states now coaching, and every state's got their elite teams and that do their job well and build their program and their culture and their community. Liberty, I was fortunate enough to be there, and it's a school that's been in existence for about 12 years. And in 12 years, we've been to 1 state championship and lost it in 2012, and then this year in 2019 we found a way to win it. But the schools out there are big, large districts. It's not uncommon to find 7 high schools of over 1,500 all in the same school district, with 39 elementary schools and 12 junior highs. And so it's competitive. It's very competitive. It's been a hotbed for college recruiting, and so it's a up and coming growing state. People are moving there all the time. Since I got there in 2000, I think there's been 20 plus high schools built.
Coach Speaks, in the last couple of years that you've been helming the High Climber program, we've seen a lot, and I know, Trevor, you guys have all worked hard on this to rebuild the program and bring a lot of pride into High Climber football once again. We were talking just before we started on the cutting of the logs when the touchdowns come, and the acts that you've brought in for the Mason County Cup and the 0-hour periods that the kids are taking a part of. It was good to have you in as the kind of the interim now between Coach Smith. What did you learn? And you're High Climber grad too.
Yeah.
Did you guys play together or?
Yeah, we did. I was a couple years behind with class of '89. So my sophomore year when he was a senior, we played together. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was pretty cool.
Tell us a little bit about the time that you've had over the last 2 seasons and what you have seen with the program and just how the community has gathered back around High Climber football.
Well, when we took over a couple years ago, the program was in pretty rough state.
Sure.
So we came in and we knew that we were going to be just a short-term solution. So we wanted to come in, we wanted to build culture, reestablish commitment, some toughness, community buy-in. The community's been amazing, and truly appreciate all the support the community's given the kids and us. And it was the opportunity right now with the school, the bond passing, the new weight room, the new field, right? Our numbers are growing. We have 25 seniors. We have 6 all-leaguers returning from last year. So we just felt that the time was right to go out and at least test the waters to see what we could find out there.
So Mark, sorry.
Yeah, we just feel really fortunate right now, to have a guy like Coach Smith take over. So we're excited.
How did you hear about the posting and made you want to come home?
Well, when it came open, Mike called me and said, "Hey, I think I'm stepping down." And, and so I said, "Wow." I said, "Why?" And he goes, "Well, I think I did what I could, and I worked my tail off, and we worked our tail off as the coaching staff, and I said, all right, interesting." So I pondered it for a day, and I called him back and said, "All right, let me know when it's posted."
Sure. And you didn't have much more than a day to think about it. It was
it was a pretty quick process.
Yeah.
I tell you what, the last week's been kind of a whirlwind.
Have you been able to come back to Shelton over the years and watch the program?
So I have a deep-rooted family in this community for a long, long time. My mom was a buzzard, and so there's been a lot of buzzards come through at Shelton. And my grandparents have had a place out at Arcadia Point forever, and we used to have a summer cabin out there. And then my dad became the superintendent at Shelton High School, and so we moved here my sophomore year. But I've stepped foot on Shelton soil probably every year since about 1974.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, so.
What are some of the things that you've seen that these two guys have been implementing that is exciting for you and good groundwork moving forward? I know, Trevor, we've talked about the middle school programs and helping to build up that portion of the sports through. And what else have you seen these guys been working on?
Well, there's a lot of things in place or getting in place that makes it exciting. I think now it's getting alignment, right, from the lower levels all the way up through the high school level, and trying to get that alignment to be seamless. I think building on the efforts that have been put in place by not only the district but the community, and their response to wanting to make change and be great, and show improvement. Those are all exciting things. But, one of the biggest things that attracted to me to this deal was, I got a family. I'm married, and my wife, Lisa, and I got a 6-year-old son, Colt, who loves sports, and an 11-year-old daughter. And I grew up here, and this was a great place for me as a kid, and got me to aspired to go and do other things, and I wanted my kids and my family to be able to have this same experience, fishing, eating clams and oysters and salmon and all that kind of stuff. Mountains, they call them the mountains out in Arizona, and I say those aren't mountains, those are hills. I said, when mountains, well, let me tell you what mountains are. When mountains get upset, they blow their top. That's a mountain. There's none of these mountains, when they get upset, they ain't gonna blow their top. So, just kind of having some of those real life experiences that are a little different is exciting. And then to come home, right?
Sure.
And, I was telling Coach Speaks the other day that I really haven't hung out with friends and people in 30 years. But it feels like, the outpouring of congratulations and people I'm not a social media guy. I don't got Twitter or Facebook or any of those things, Snapchat, any of that, Instagram. I don't have any of that stuff, but everybody else does. Yeah. And so I just get them sent to me through a text or something. And it's been really, really neat and supportive. People I haven't heard from in ever have come out and said congratulations, wish you the best of luck, and it's always nice to feel wanted and supported.
Mike, what have you been telling Mark here about the new conference that the Highclimbers are going to be in? Some good teams in the Evergreen with Tumwater, Black Hills, WF West, and the like.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, where we are right now is, it's an opportunity. It's a great opportunity for not just football, but for the whole school, right? So, it's until we establish our culture, our commitment to excellence, commitment to the weight room, the changes and the support that we're getting not only from the community but from the school. There's an opportunity there, but there's still really, really good teams that are in that league, and we got to take care of ourselves first.
And once football time comes around in September, Trevor, new field, turf field, all new look. It's going to be great.
Yep. First game is Mason Cup.
Yeah.
Battle of the Axe. They have our axe. We want it back.
Have you seen that yet? You seen the axe?
I have.
Cool. That's awesome. I couldn't help but notice the ring on your hand. I don't know if the cameras can see that, but you want to show that and tell me what that is?
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. Is that the state championship?
Yeah, we had a ring ceremony last Friday, so it's kind of like being a little kid, right? You get a new toy, you want to play with it right away, but it's probably going to go in a box on a shelf here real shortly.
Yeah.
And be something to remember. But we got a plan in place to move this program forward, and that's where our focus is going to be.
Just meeting you seem like a pretty jovial, easygoing guy. What's your coaching style like?
Well, I'm big on development. I'm big on individual player development. I'm big on team development. I'm big on role development, so everybody knows their role. Staff development. So there's no secrets. I want to lay everything out on my sleeve, and everybody understands what their role is. Everybody understands what their jobs is, how we're going to get better. And, I'm a player's coach, but at the same time, everybody understands that, this is the line. We don't cross that line. There's got to be separation. I think if you ask somebody, two things I talk to the team every day after practice, every time we meet as a team, every time after a game on Friday night, I ask the team 2 questions. And I've done this for about 20 years. And I ask the kids, what is your job as players? And their response is to love each other. And then I ask them, what is our job as coaches? And they say to love us. And so you think about a family. Everybody talks about being a family.
Yeah.
But the one thing that holds a family together is a common denominator called love. And it's not love like we're hugging and kissing each other. It's about a genuine care and interest in each other.
Yeah.
Being a great teammate, coaches that genuinely care about their position group and want to make it the best position group coached on the field. And, I think it's not lip service. It's something we do every single day and talk about it. And that's how you get to be great.
Mike, I think I've seen that through your coaching and through your assistant coaches over the last couple of years too. You really have tried hard to instill that into the players and the staff and the community and the high school. It's been pretty exciting to see how we've been moving forward. And Trevor, I know you've been working hard on all sorts of issues with the school and the fact that all the sports fields are getting refreshed, and that's only going to continue to put more positive light on the school district, and this is exciting. This is an exciting time here. So, what's the game plan now? When I know you're going to do further work for the school district, but summertime hits, the kids are there. You're already kind of scoping out who's going to be coming back, or
start evaluating a little film.
Yeah,
you get some player evaluation going on. Get some staff. Meet with the staff here, get a calendar put together of what the summer is going to look like. Get in with the boosters. Today, I'm going to go spend 3 lunches up at the high school and hang out there. It's been a long time since I've been in the lunchroom.
I bet.
So I remember after games we used to go in there. Is it still the sub?
It's the sub.
It's still the
not
sub.
Much has changed. No.
So I remember after the games they'd always have dances after Friday's games in the sub, and most of the football players would stay and sit in the corner because we were dead tired. Everybody else would dance. So it'll be kind of a surreal experience.
I bet.
Getting back, and I haven't stepped foot in that building in a long time, and just a lot of good memories.
That's awesome. I ran into Dr. Apostle on Tuesday, I think it was, and I said, well, what's going on? How's the football search going? And he says, we got a guy. He's great. You'll find out more soon. And then it was the next day when Trevor let me know this interview was going to happen. So pretty exciting. Good times, again, continuing for the high school. And Trevor, what's the practice? I mean, how's the practices going to go if there's, summertime work being done on the field, the football field there?
We still have the field behind the junior high that we can use,
Yeah.
and that's going to be wide open for us. And the softball field is done. The baseball field, actually, I got news yesterday that they are putting the sod down today, and they're going to assess it on Monday to see if we were able to play
Sure.
on the baseball field Friday. So we're hoping that is the case. It might not be, but those fields will also be available. And the nice thing is they're the same exact turf as what will be on the football
Oh, great.
field. So and that's a pretty big area. So if they wanted to go out there and do some work on the softball field this summer, it's available for them.
Coach, you a turf guy or a grass guy?
Excuse me. Well, let me tell you, I've never had a turf field as a head football coach. We played on a lot of them, and the upkeep and the amount of resources that you have to put in to keep a grass field nice.
Sure.
I like a fast field.
Yeah.
And so we mow that thing tight, half an inch, 3/4. I want a fairway out there, right? And that takes a lot of time and effort and a lot of resources. And so I'm really excited to have a turf field that you can go out there and practice on, and that's where you play on, and the lines are always there, and you don't have to worry about, tearing it up and those type of things. You just have to do the little things, take care of it to make sure kids aren't spitting sunflower seeds on it.
Sure,
things like
sure.
that, so.
And we've seen over the last couple years, we've had some pretty good monsoons come through, and that really puts a hurt on that field there. So that'll be exciting. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on, Coach Smith, Coach Speaks, and Trevor. Good to see you guys, and really excited to follow along, of course, and keep talking about Highclimber football. Thank
right,
you so
thank you.
much for coming on.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.